And this dimension, the highest stage, what enlightenment really is, it's when you're back home again. Instead of pulling away from yourself, you're towards yourself. And this is what it is. You are able to get out in front of it. Play it out in the dimension of thought. And decide for yourself whether it's even necessary to bring it into form.
You go from being the actor in your life, who is being directed by the events, the circumstances, and the other people in your life, to being the director at the second stage. And in the third stage, you become the producer of your life. So you are now the actor, the director, and the producer of your entire life. You can start using your mind in exciting ways. Before I give a speech, I play the whole thing out in advance in my mind. I don't play the speech out. I play what the reaction is going to be and what impact I'm going to make. I do it when I record these tapes. I go through it in my mind, not what I'm going to say, what examples I'm going to use and all that. I let that come spontaneously. I've surrendered. I know that that's going to work out. If I play it out in my mind and it says, I don't want to go to Chicago and I don't want to have to sit in a recording studio and I don't want to have to talk about, then I don't have to do that either. You know, it's like you're producing it all. You're creating your whole life. And you can even do that in situations where most people are bothered in business, not just in their families. You begin to see how if you react in a certain way towards your superior or towards somebody that works for you or your coworker or whatever, you begin to know that if I act this way or say this or do this, that that's going to set them off or that they're going to... And I don't have to go there anymore. I don't have to be a participant in their dream of being set off. So I don't go there anymore. And instead of behaving this A, B, C, and D, I've already done that in my mind and I've seen the result. I don't want my form to have to follow that anymore. I'll believe it when I see it. Show it to me, let me look at it, then I will believe in it. That's a very narrow way to look at life because it really restricts you to only being able to perceive and experience and live what you can see. And believe it or not, what you can see is a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of what's available to you. A different way of looking at that is I'll see it when I believe it. That is, I am only seeing in my life, and always seeing in my life, what I choose to believe in. See, if you only will believe what you see, then how can you believe in thoughts? And why would you pay your electric bill? You know, I mean, if you can't see it, and nobody can see electricity, then you shouldn't be paying that. And you certainly can't believe that you have a mind, because you can't see your mind, you can't touch your mind, you can't feel it, you can't smell it. It's impervious to the senses. It's a higher part of you. But if you know that just because it's invisible, or just because it's not available to me through my senses, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. That it's all out there for me to experience, so that you'll begin to see miracles, for example, in your life. Wonderful, phenomenal miracles, more and more of which have cropped up in my life in recent years since I've shifted around my attitude about it. You begin to not only expect them, but you'll see them as a regular part of your life because your consciousness has changed, because you've gotten out of that comfort zone of only looking at it with what they call your left brain, or with your analytical side, with the side that needs to carve it all up and make it organized and make it neat and make it real clear and easy for us. That's that sort of left brain. But the right brain, which is our intuitive side, which is the creative side, the side of our whole mind and thinking and personality, which is unlimited, which allows us to have an imagination, to be able to create within our own mind. That side is just as important. Both of those sides of us are very important. But if you only restrict yourself over here, you'll always continue to have very, very limited vision in your life. Because if you can't analyze it, if you can't put a formula on it, if you can't dissect it, if you can't insure it, if you can't put it away in a drawer someplace and get your hands on it, then it doesn't exist for you. And boy, does that take away a lot of the range of human experience.